bum bitty bum 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 bitty bum 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 bitty bum 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 bum. Yay day yum bum 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 day day yum bum 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 day day yum bum 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 day bum bum day. Yay day bum 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 yay day bum 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 yay day bum 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 yay bum bum day. Bum bitty bum 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 bitty bum 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 bitty bum 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 bum. Bum bitty bum 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 bitty bum 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 bitty bum 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 bum. Yay day yum bum 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 bay day yum bum 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 bay day yum bum 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 day bum bum day. Yay day bum 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 yay day bum 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 yay day bum 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 yay bum bum bye.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome one and all, everyone here and everyone out there to the Bar Mitzvah weekend of Nathan and Shalom Gorden. This is a long time coming, and we are so delighted and thrilled and honored that you are here with all of us, with the Gorden family, to celebrate this tremendous and wonderful double simcha. This evening, things will be brief, but we hope just a bit of an appetizer or a prelude to tomorrow morning. This evening, we will be going through our prayers as usual, but we will not be doing a Torah service. We will have some teaching and learning and words of Torah from Nathan, but tomorrow we will have a Torah service. We will have more learning and all sorts of wonderful things to celebrate. This is also a weekend of many holidays. We have the Nevada Day weekend for those of you who celebrate that sort of thing. And we have another holiday, one that is near and dear to many of us, in particular to the Gorden family, Halloween. And Rabbi Sarah and I are also big fans of this one as well, as it is the secular Purim. So what will be happening tomorrow is that our service will look a little bit different in many ways, in part because we have two young men who are becoming bar mitzvah, and also because everyone you will see will be in costume. Everyone who attends must wear a costume. That also includes those of you at home. We can see you. So if you don't have a costume on, please do. If you come and you do not have a costume, one will be assigned to you, and it might not be one that you like or fits particularly well. So we recommend, if you have not already done so, finding a costume that suits you, that you can sit in comfortably for the duration of the service. Sorry, Toby. Sorry, Ramona. You'll see. But that you will be able to participate and spread some of the joy of this wonderfully, wonderfully unique event with everyone. So we are looking forward to that and seeing how everyone gets dressed up in their Halloween finest. This evening and tomorrow, we are praying out of Mishkan Tefillah, a Reform Siddur. If you do not have a copy of it handy and you are virtual, there is a virtual Siddur that you can download. It will have all of the readings and prayers and everything you need to follow along. But if you would like to be unencumbered by any sorts of pages or words in front of you and just follow along in your heart, that is also absolutely wonderful and welcome. We are just glad that you are here with us and with the Gorden family to celebrate this Shabbat. I am now going to call Nathan up, as he is going to be my right hand for the evening. Right hand, left hand. It works. Either way, it works. All right. So
It's tomorrow.
it says on the outline there's Nathan and Rabbi. Do you want to be Nathan or do you want to be a rabbi?
Just go.
I'd rather.
All right. So we begin this evening on page 3.
The reading?
All the way at the bottom of the page, we read together.
Help me perfect my ways of loving and caring, or perfect. Inspire me to make myself whole, so that I may honor your name and create a world of justice and peace.
It is now my honor to call up Michael and Jennifer Gordon to light our Shabbat candles this evening. The blessing for the lighting of our Sabbath candles can be found on page 2.
Every time.
That's aggressive. A little more aggressive.
Sweet spot.
There's the sandpaper there.
The sandpaper's there too. You can try that.
That's just a bad one to get a different.
Lost our ability here.
Where is he?
There's an offer of a lighter from the car.
That's why I went to seminary, guys.
Finally. And okay. And
Baruch
Baruch
atah
atah
Adonai,
Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen. Thank you.
We have a few songs that we will sing together this evening as we welcome Shabbat. Our first one is Hine Matov, which can be found on page 10.
Hine matov u'manayim shebetachim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim shebetachim gam yachad. Hine matov, yadadai, dadadadadadadai. Hine matov, yadadai, dadadadadadai. Hine matov u'manayim shebetachim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim shebetachim gam yachad.
And we continue with the very next song, Ma Yafeh Hayom, how lovely today is. Shabbat Shalom.
Ma yafeh hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma yafeh hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Ma yafeh hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma yafeh hayom, Shabbat Shalom.
And we turn to Lechado D, which can be found on page 20. As is our custom, we will be singing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And when we reach the 9th and final verse, if you are able, we invite you to rise and turn towards the entrance of our sanctuary or wherever you are as we welcome the Sabbath bride into our midst.
Lechadoti likrat kala yadadai 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 leShabbat. Dodi likrat kala yadadai 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 Shabbat nekabela Lecha Dodi likrat kala yadadai 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 Shabbat nekabela Likrat Shabbat lechu menelcha Ki mekor habracha Nerosh mikedem nesukah Sof maaseh b'machshava tefila Lecha Dodi likrat kala yadadai 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 Shabbat nekabela Lecha Dodi likrat kala yadadai 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 Shabbat nekabela Hitorari Kiva orech umiori Uri shir daveri Kevod Adonai alayich nigla Lecha Dodi likrat kala yadadai 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 Shabbat nekabela Lecha Dodi likrat kala yadadai 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 Shabbat nekabela Boi v'shalom ateres v'ala Gam b'simcha u'letzola Toch emuneh am silula Boi chala Lecha Dodi likrat kala yadadai 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 Shabbat nekabela Lecha Dodi likrat kala yadadai 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 Shabbat nekabela
You may be seated.
Not me, sadly, but okay.
Nope, you're gonna be standing the whole time. But at least you're not in heels.
Yeah, and
That's true.
You're on the cushy part. I'm over
Yeah.
here.
You're good.
You're doing great. Just don't lock the
We're
knees.
explaining to him that he's fine. He's on the cushy section and he's not wearing 3-inch heels. So
We continue together on page 26 with Chatzi Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah
Amen.
v'yalma divrach urute v'yamlich malchute
V'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chayedecho beit Yisrael Bagala bagala u'vizmahan kariv
v'meru
Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lo me'almaya yitbarach
Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei d'kudesha b'richu leila min kol birchata v'shirata
tush bechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma
v'meru
Amen.
Baruch Hu can be found on page 28. If you are able, please rise.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
This is an hour of change.
Page 31.
That was
You gotta give them the
perfect. That
page numbers. buddy.
Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is an hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over?
Baruch atah Adonai
Hamariv
Hamariv Haravim.
That's the next one.
Next page.
Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Ahamcha ahavta Amcha ahavta Torah u'mitzvot Chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadata Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shofenu U'kameinu nasiach v'chukecha V'nismach v'divrei Toratecha U'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed Ki hem chayenu Ve'orach yameinu U'ahem negei yomam v'layla Negei yomam v'layla Ve'ahavata al tasir Mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev amo Yisrael Ohev amo Yisrael. The Shema can be found on the next page. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Le'olam Avad.
You may be seated.
Um,
Take us away.
V'ahavta is on the next page. Oh, move that out the way. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'beitecha u'lechtecha b'derech u'shofecha u'fkumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha Ve'hayu letotafot b'neinecha
וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים אלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Adonai Elohechem
Amen.
Reading on 41.
All together.
Sing the song of men and women, joined in understanding and respect.
The song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content. Her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
Micha Mocha can be found on page 40.
ונאמר כי יפאר אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Pronounce the page. Read at the top.
Okay. We read at the top on 43. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
Vishamru can be found on the very next page.
Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berit olam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berit olam. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני, את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לתורתם ברית עולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לתורתם ברית עולם.
The Amidah begins on page 46. If you are able, please rise. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agita ilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomer Hasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'mevii Gdula livnei bneihem, Leman Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshiach u'Magin, Baruch atah Adonai, Magin Abraham, V'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol atarav le'hoshia, Mashih haruach u'marid hadashem, Mechacheh chaim b'chesed, Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim v'rofeh cholim, U'matir asurim, U'mekayem emunato l'shenei afar, Michamocha bal gevurot, U'medom melach, Melech memit u'mechayeh, U'matzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'amanatah l'chayot ha'ol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kadoshim b'chol yom yelu v'selah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
We continue silently to page 62. Please be seated when you finish or feel ready. is found on page 60.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Keep going. Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata u'melech Adon lechol shalom. Ki ata u'melech Adon lechol shalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov einecha livorech et amcha Yisrael. בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל
At this time, we turn to think about those in our community who need a little bit of healing, whether it is of body, of mind, or of spirit. We think of their names. Right now, we are thinking of Herb Gordon, Annie Gordon, Don Bryan, Rose Calloway, Wendy Alderman, Lucille Alexander, Joan Brickman, Stanley Browdy, Neil Calder, Megan Carney Cranmer, Laura Cohen, Tali Engel, Stephen Gould, Al Grossman, Marlene Harris, Harvey Higdon, Laura Jawad, Richard Lopez, Harav Miriam Bat Shifra Vapinchas, Harav Miriam Yael Chaya Bat Sarah, Lori Pattison, Shirley Rutkovitz, Sarah Bat Chava, Marianne Schenker, Jessica Wadatz, Jen Wolf, Paula Wolf, Usher Zelech, Tim Ober, everyone affected by the coronavirus, and of course, all of the names that you have shared in the comments. If there is anyone here who wishes to add an additional name, I ask that you do so as my eyes meet yours. To all of those names and the ones that we hold in our heart, we offer our song of healing, Debbie Friedman's Misha Berach, which can be found on page 253.
Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Nishevera imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
All right. I am now going to turn things over to Nathan as he has some words of Torah for all of you this evening. You got this. Okay.
Spoiler warning for the Torah portion I'll be reading tomorrow. I was fine.
It's no yawn.
After Sarah dies, Abraham sends his servant to find a wife for his son Isaac. The wife he finds is named Rebecca, and they met while on camels. And while they both fell off, said camels. If my dad brought me a wife out of nowhere, I would have a lot to say. Isaac probably did too. First, why did you do this? Second, why did you do this? And third, where did she get a camel in the middle of Nevada? Okay, maybe that's not something Isaac would ask. Abraham sent his servant to the place where he's from to find his son a wife. While the servant was there, he came across a beautiful woman, Rebecca, getting water from a well. The servant asked for water to quench his thirst, and she offered him some and some for his camels too. So the servant knew she was the one to bring back to Abraham and Isaac. With some convincing, the servant got to Rebecca to come back with him. When Rebecca and the servant returned, Isaac and Rebecca saw each other and they fell in love immediately. With such a good ending, Isaac should have, even with such a good ending, Isaac should have still questioned his father about this situation. Doesn't he trust him to find a wife on his own? What kind of logic is that from Abraham? Not trusting his own son? Isaac had his father almost sacrifice him, and now is sending his servant to bring him a wife? Isaac should be the one with no trust. Author and scholar Dr. Israel Drazen notes that there is nothing in the text that suggests Isaac has a problem trusting Abraham. It may not say that in the text, but as an expert in being his son, I can tell you this is the kind of thing that causes trust issues. Abraham doesn't trust Isaac to find a wife, but he trusts him to pass on their religion. Isaac may not have wanted in the slightest because of the whole sacrificing thing. In fact, what Abraham did could have screwed up his entire plan to get Isaac to pass on everything. It could have caused Isaac to hate him, but Isaac didn't. In fact, Isaac lovingly buried his father in the end, forgiving him. Even if Isaac didn't hate his father, even though they didn't talk, and Isaac didn't want anything to do with his father, supported by the fact there's no more dialogue between them in the Torah. But still, he took over the family business and passed it on too. But he did it because he wanted to, not because his father wanted it. He could have walked away. So to recap, Abraham doesn't trust Isaac to find a wife, and yet he trusts him to pass on the business. Not to mention, He didn't trust Isaac way back with the whole sacrificing thing, which involved Isaac being killed. All of that could have caused Isaac to up and walk away. He doesn't. Isaac and Abraham never talk again, yet still Isaac comes back when his father died and lovingly buried him and takes over the business. Honestly, I think the distrust is not in bad taste. But what if it could have been different? What if Abraham and Isaac could have remained close? I think if Abraham communicated with his family about anything, the relationship would have been better. At the very least, if Abraham even apologized to Isaac for nearly killing him, maybe Isaac would have kept talking to him. However, Isaac still took on the family business. I think he did that because he still cared for his father, even though they didn't talk anymore. Even though Abraham's and Isaac's relationship was damaged and hurt, they still cared for one another. Some bonds never truly break, especially with family. Not so good relationships run in that family. Ishmael and Abraham didn't have a good relationship either, but Ishmael returned to bury Abraham alongside his brother. It must be something with fathers and sons. We don't have to be tested or hurt by ours. Now, in a more modern teaching from Rabbi Sally Neff, their actions teach us that when it comes to family, we should take risks to do the right thing. But sometimes trusting each other is the riskiest thing of all. I know that from experience. Now, thank you for listening to my Jewish TED Talk, and Shabbat Shalom to you all. Well done.
I would like to invite up now Shalom Gorden and Sasha Gordon to open our ark as we rise for Aleinu, which can be found at the bottom of page 282. We all rise.
Go ahead and open it. Come running in at the end.
You had one job.
Yeah, you had one job, Shalom Nathan. Or Shalom Nathan. You did your job.
I did my job.
Aleinu neshabeach l'Adon hakol, לתת גאולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל עמונה, ואנחנו בוגרים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
The top of page 287.
May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding, loved each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth all over the lands and between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy. What? That's weird. Of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
No, you can do half your job. You get half the pay for this.
You may be seated.
You're fired.
We Turn now to page 288.
Buttons are annoying. Where am I? When I die, give what's left of me away to the children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the streets beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not in your mind. You can love me best by letting hands touch hands and letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die. People do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away.
We think now of those in our community whose presence here is only in memory. At this time, we are remembering Rabbi Earl Grolman, Harav Aharon Ben Tova, Andrew Venuti, Sherwin Sider, Jack Robinson, Betty Williams, Pamela Walker, Barb McBrady, Mary Jane Ludwig, Inga Kaplan, Elizabeth Ruth Rassler, James Cross, Peter A. Alsberg, PhD, Eileen Jenkins, Selma Four, Steve Strauss, Andrew Verratti, Donna Matlis, Charlie Perlman, Rabbi Michael Cook, Sharon Perlman, Mildred Millie Small, Alan Dabrow, William Leibovic, Jim Ballantyne, Eli Kane, David Stucker, Terry Gregory, Grayson Corbett, Joan F. Nutkin. And this Shabbat we commemorate the yartzites of Jacob Pinschauer, Leonard Seidowitz, Faina Goose, Evelyn Holzer, Melvin Quasman, Charlotte Muriel Rubin, Augusta L. Goldstein, Rita Lee, Ray Bass Miller, Sylvia Nurkand, Solveig Rosella Endal Michelson, Sylvia Langer, Myrna Lazar, Esther Elbaum Whitegarten, Kathleen Ann Reichman, Leona Gordon, Jack Gordon, Eric Gordon, Hilda Gordon, Emmanuel Lampel, Jean Lampel, Diane Lampel, Charlene Sugarman, Steve Sugarman, Patricia Hillman, Ronald Bryan Sr., Louise Wall, Frank Coyle, Kevin Bryan, Marilyn Millardy, George Lewis. If there are any other names that people wish to add, I ask that you do so when my eyes meet yours. For all of those names and the ones that we hold in our heart, Kaddish Yatom can be found on page 294. If it is your custom, please rise. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayachon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah v'varach le'alam ulnei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shmei dukadisha barichu Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, ta'miran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all who mourn, to which we say, Amen. You may be seated. We have a few announcements for you this evening. The first is that tomorrow morning our festivities will continue as this incredible weekend carries on. Both Nathan and Shalom will be leading us and teaching us and guiding us with Torah and all sorts of tremendous things. So we hope that you will tune in again for that. That is tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Also available online if that is where you are comfortable or able to watch from. Do we have a Yism'Zoom this evening? Because we have the bar mitzvah tomorrow morning, there will be no Torah study, but that will be coming back soon enough. On Sunday morning, we do not have Sinai School as it is part of our Nevada Day celebrations. So console all of the kids that you have at home that are heartbroken about not being able to come to Sinai School.
I'm heartbroken.
As am I. Although on Sunday afternoon, we are having our next session of Jews on the Small Screen, our exploration of the history of television and Jews and all of those good things. We have a few other things coming up in the next few weeks. On November 5th, we have a return of in-person Tat Shabbat. That is at 5:30 p.m. We are finally able to bring back the kiddos in person. We hope that if you have some of the pre-kindergarten aged kids, that you will come and join us for that. Of course, masks and social distancing will be required because we do want to make sure everyone is as safe as possible. And we are not yet able to offer a potluck, but we will have music. We will have singing, we perhaps will have a story, and hopefully we will also have all of you. And then at 7:30, we will have a Kabbalat Shabbat service. Whether or not we are able to be in person for that, we are still waiting on that, so stay tuned. And then on Sunday the 7th, Sinai School will be back. We will also be having the next installment of Sacred Sinai Belonging and Inclusion Program. There's information on the website about that. It is also a time change. So if you are coming to any one of the events that we have on that day, be sure to fall back so that you come.
I'm not coming early to anything, guys.
Well, there you have it. And on the 10th of November, we have our board meeting. All members are encouraged to check that out. It will be via Zoom. It's a great way to find out what's going on, all the things that we're working on, and all the ways that we keep the congregation running and bring you all sorts of tremendous things. So we hope that you will join us for that and check out a little bit of what we do. I think those are all of the announcements that we have. One more just reminder that if you are coming tomorrow, please, please, please wear a costume. All right, so I think if that is all we've got, then our closing number this evening is Ein Keloheinu. It is found on page 327.
Oh, nope, wrong Ein Keloheinu. 322. Ein Keloheinu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kemokenu, Ein Kemoshienu, Mich Eloheinu, Micha Adonenu, Micha Malkeinu, Micha Moshienu, Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adonenu, Nodel Malkeinu, Nodel Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu, Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu.
Would like to invite up the entire Gordon family.
Your Gordon family. We know there's plenty of extra Gordon families.
As we offer our Kiddush on the wine this evening, it is found on page 5. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'b'ratzon hinchilanu, zikaron le'maaseh b'reishit, ki hu yom techila l'mikra'ei kodesh, zecher letziyat Mitzrayim. Kibanu v'harta, v'tanu kidasha, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, be'ahava u'ratzon, hinchatanu. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
I'm glad that wasn't.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
I would have punched Shalom.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, hold the whole thing. There you go.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat Shalom.
There is to go. There's to go. Oneg on the tables just outside. So.
Oneg.
To go
Oneg.
Some goodies for everyone.
Rabbi Bendis, this one is
Shabbat Shalom.